I love being in charge. No. Nikki, thank you so much for putting this all together. You guys, what's up? No matter where you are in the world watching this, oh my goodness. All right, we're gonna go straight to present. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here and we're gonna get into it. What I'm gonna be talking about today is something that every single one of you needs to know. And it's either something that you need to know from a participant standpoint and how you can really help your brand and get your brand voice out there, or from a managerial, moderator standpoint. Today, we're going to talk all about how to creatively engage your Facebook group to keep people coming back. You guys, right now, more than ever, we need people in community. Like, we need our community because we're all sequestered or quarantined or sheltered or whatever word they're using this week, okay? And the one thing that we all, as brands, as businesses, as leaders in the community, as thought leaders, we all need to encourage people to still stay together, because honestly, we're gonna go nutty if we don't. If Facebook groups weren't important before, they are now. And I wanna make a quick little showing for you guys here. How many of you watched the Super Bowl? Go ahead, I am monitoring on my phone. I wanna see all of you chattering in the actual group. Go ahead and show me, because I will be monitoring as we go. But for those of you who might not have actually seen the Super Bowl, or maybe you are outside of the United States, or you missed this commercial, I've got 1 minute of entertainment. You ready? Here we go.
Who'd you expect? I don't know. Me? Okay.
All right, you guys. Oops, there we go. Let's share my screen again here the way that I need to share it. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Next slide. All right, well, while I figure this out, let's see if I can talk and do this at the same time. I got a little messed up here. This is quite amazing. Enter full screen mode. There we go. This is quite amazing, because what happened is that Facebook, how can I get to my next slide right now? All right, so maybe we aren't fully through the technical difficulties. Sorry about this, you guys. Let me get back to Canva. I'm just gonna start from the beginning. Thanks for bearing with me here. Boom. And oh, I think the share came off. That's what happened. That's what happened. Let's share this with you. Okay, here we go. Boom. We're back, we're good. I saw so many of you guys engaging. First of all, thank you so much, because this is definitely a two-way conversation. Even though this is virtual, this is how we do. So I want you to be able to talk back with me. And like I said, I'm gonna be monitoring. Jen said she loved that commercial. It cut across so many. Nor said, I love this commercial, great commercial. Definitely saw the Super Bowl. You guys have probably been seeing this commercial over and over again. They've been kind of chopping it up a little bit. And if you notice, everything in there is all about interest. Stone sculpting? What? Who does that? Rocket launching? Like a specific kind of rocket launching, not just like the rocket launching that we might have done in high school. Table Rock Lake, which is actually a community that's in Wyoming. Moab rock climbers starting strongman. But I got a question for you guys. And again, this is where you participate with me. Do you think that all of these groups are actually successful? Because for me, I would sit here and think like, wow, Facebook actually featured these people in a Super Bowl ad and got how much money for it? $10 to $11 million it cost them. And then had people like Rocky Balboa and Chris Rock come on in there with that whole rock theme, right? But would you realize that these groups actually aren't really that successful, or at least to my definition. Today, I'm going to show you exactly the problems and the solutions, 11 different ways, actionable ways that you can actually do today. So I know that a lot of you guys might actually be listening to the audio too. So that's also why it's really hard for me on webinars. I feel like I'm in a box because I really like to be on stage. But the Rocket group only had 944 members, but only 50 of them were active. I reached out to every single one of these groups, you guys, for you. You're welcome. The stone sculpting struggles with engagement. They might post something and like it's crickets in there. A lot of them said that they were struggling with engagement and that things weren't actually happening. However, the strongman one, the guy who owns that, he said that group is the main driver of sales, which I was like, yes, as an entrepreneur and consultant myself, okay? The reason why that one is successful is because he had a strategy, you guys. Imagine that. The other thing is that I asked him why did he open up his group, and he said, well, I'm 5'7". Everyone said I couldn't be a strong man, and I wanted to prove the world wrong. Table Rock Lake group is probably one of the most successful, but out of all the ones that were in that commercial, a lot of them are just dormant, or they might have like 20,000 members and they've got no engagement, no posting, no community, no talking, nothing that's really of value. But this Table Rock Lake group is amazing. People are posting like where the fish are biting, what part of the lake, or they're posting pictures of their dogs inside their boats. They're posting where can I get my hair cut? And now they're even taking their online community where people have formed a relationship and a bond, and they're taking it offline, you guys. They're actually meeting up face to face. So imagine the importance of that group. When this coronavirus is going on, you bet your bottom dollar they're all talking about what's going on in their community. It is valuable to them. So I want you to keep that in mind. Now, I also want you to remember something else, you know, like I said, and thank you for being here, okay? Because it is the gold rush right now. Last week, we just found out, my team just found out that we can actually start really targeting groups in the group feed. That means like on mobile, if you press the group feed, we can actually have ads come up in between all of those groups. So those people that are like, I hate my Facebook news feed, I'm gonna live in my group feed. This is something that is like very interesting for marketers, okay, and for businesses. But the gold rush is here, you guys, right now. If you're watching this in a year from now, or you see any of this, it might not be the same. Do you all remember what happened with Pages? We were all excited about Pages. Oh, thank you so much, Taquinda. We were all excited about Pages, and they started like, oh, you could do a cover video. We were all like, yay. And then they're like, oh, you can schedule. Oh, here's more insights and more insights and more insights, and build your page. And they got the news stations, they got published, they got everybody to have a Facebook page. I mean, come on, some businesses have a Facebook page and they don't even have a website, right? This is how much they ingrained it into us. But right now, they're all groups. They are $10 to $11 million in on their very first Super Bowl ad. They did it on Facebook groups, you guys. Now is the time to leverage your group or someone else's group, and I'm going to show you today. But before I do that, I also really want to address the differences. Now, I have this awesome theory that you have your front yard and your backyard. Your front yard is that page. You are never going to go sunbathe in the front yard of your house. You only have, you know, the solar panel man go, hello, would you like to get solar panels? They don't come to your back door. If they did, they probably would get shot these days, right? And what happens is with your backyard, that's where you actually invite people in. That's your Facebook group, you guys. You invite people in that backyard, but before you do, you make sure you have the bouncy house, that the pool is, the pool fountain and features are running. You make sure that you went to Costco and you've got your hamburgers, your hot dogs, and your beer and your wine, and you make sure that Wi-Fi is working and that Pandora or Spotify is pumping. Am I right? Your backyard is where you invite a certain kind of people in there, and then you have a certain type of experience back there. Maybe it's a kid's birthday, maybe it's an anniversary, maybe it's a Memorial Day party. It could be a whole bunch of things, but that backyard has a specific reason for it. You do not, as the owner, go in your house and go to sleep and take a nap and leave all these people in your backyard. No, you're the host. You're there to get people talking to each other. You're there to get Bill to talk to Kiana, to talk to Hans, and then you kind of step out of it, because guess what? You're not supposed to be the center of every conversation. You're not setting up chairs so that you're like on stage talking to these people. You want people to engage with each other, and your group is just that. So please keep that in mind as we do this. And the very last thing that I'm also very much known for telling people is be the destination. If you want a group that's really successful, you guys, you have to be the destination. I'm going to go to potty talk. When you go to the bathroom, you're taking your phone with you. I know you are. I know you are. I won't tell you the stats on that. Ew. By the way, don't just wash your hands right now. Wash those phones. I just went there. Okay, you guys, you're all awake on the West Coast. It's only 7:30 here right now. But on the East Coast, it is much later. But we're going there. We're going there. But your Facebook group needs to be so valuable that it's literally the destination for your members. They seek you out. It's not a passive like, oh, that happened. It's like a, what is Bella doing in her group today? And another idea for this too is also that birds of a feather flock together. So what you need to do is figure out what type of bird you are and you'll find your flock. If you're in a group or you're trying to get a group going and it's just not clicking, are these people all connected by something? Is there some sort of common interest? Not clients of your business? Is it something that they can bond together? Because I'll tell you, you're not going to see swans hanging out with the pigeons. Like, it just doesn't happen. So keep that in mind, all right? All right, are you guys excited? Let me see. So before I get into those 11 things, and I'm going to fly through this, and I am available everywhere online. I'm sitting alone in my office and would love to hear from you guys. The bottom of the screen, you can get me at Bella Vasta. But let me tell you a quick story about why I love groups. Back in 2014, I had the blessing to have one of the world's smallest micro preemie babies. She was born at only 12 ounces. Everybody said that she would not survive. We were in the hospital with her for 6 months. That's 182 days. And we were there and it was brutal. 8 to 10 hours a day, every day. And in ICU, I can't be running what I had was a pet sitting company. I had 10 employees running around North Scottsdale, Arizona. And I also had a coaching company where I would help everybody out and spread life to them. Do you think that I wanted to do that every day? No. But I started my Facebook groups in 2012, and that was a place that everyone was connected that I could get my message to. So what I did is every morning when I was putting on my makeup, I would record a 1-minute video. Or when I was at a stoplight, I called it a stoplight confessional. It was a way that I could connect to a specific hyper community that helped save my businesses through the biggest catastrophe of my life. Does that sound familiar, you guys? We're going through a catastrophe and a crisis right now. And I'm telling you, groups are going to be where it's at. It's where people are going to feel vulnerable. It's where people are going to want to have solace. I want to give you 11 ways right now. So get out your pens and papers because I'm going to go fast through this because we only have a certain amount of time. Nikki, you let me know like when I get down to the wire here because I do not want to mess up your timeline here. The first problem is I don't have enough time. I don't know what to say. Do any of you guys relate to this? Let me see. I'm looking at this. Hans says he has good ideas not to hold a party in your bathroom. Absolutely. And Taquanda, you were 1 pound, 11 ounces. She gets it. I love it. Let me know if anyone has any felt this way. Like, I don't know what to say. Well, guys, here's what our good friend Brian Kramer, you might know him. He is the human to human guy, okay? He has different moderators in his group, different voices, personalities, connections. That's what that provides. So it's not like you're only just hearing from Brian. It's a free group, so it's an awareness stage is what I call it. I believe in using Facebook groups as a funnel. You have a really big catch-all group for everyone, a really major interest, and then you niche down your interests. And as it gets niched down, there might be some membership for it. There might be a dollar price for it. You don't basically give it all away in the free group. And then what is really neat is if you're trying to figure out, well, who do I get to moderate it or how do I find moderators, get them from your group. And Facebook will actually tell you in the settings of the group who would make good moderators based off of their usage. Amazing. Okay, the next problem, you guys, let me tell me if you've ever felt this way. I never know when you're going live, or I feel like I'm always missing things. Okay, have you ever heard that? That's like the story of Facebook, especially in groups. Well, guys, guess what? There is a section in your group that is called events. And right now, I even see people doing Corona pop-up events right now. And they have a speaker every single day, and they're not using the events tab. You guys, the best way to get people who are searching and wanting to hear from you is using this events tab. And when you're doing it, if you have less than 500 people in your group, it will invite all of them. After that, you have to kind of physically go and invite people, but what an incredible way to get people there. Now, not only that, but you can see it in this calendar view, which I'm showing you, or the event view, which I'm showing you. And then you also, every time that you post inside that event, just like an event on regular quote unquote Facebook, they will get a notification. So what a better way to get people involved. Nikki might even want to get, I don't know if she has in this group yet, but maybe an event going for the Twitter chat that we're gonna have tomorrow. And just really, it's just another way to ping and notify people for it. The problem, once you start posting something, it starts to decay. Again, this is a massive Facebook problem, but you can kind of actually curb this in a group, which is why groups are so important. So what I've done, and this is a pretty unique idea, I believe, is I've created a spreadsheet with questions answered and put it in the files or the unit section. So as you see here in this picture, what we do is we have like the major things. So sick leave, pet sitter info, employees, culture, and that's kind of like the main topic, right? Then there's the actual question that someone asked on the Facebook Live, and then there's the timestamp and the link right to it. Because if someone's like, I can't find anything, then what you're doing is you're giving it directly to them. Are you guys excited? Is this really cool? Yes, Lauren Wilson, come on in here because Kiana says this session is gold for you. Problem, I don't know who else is in the group. Oh my God, I don't want to give away all my secrets. How many times have you heard people say that, or they just don't feel comfortable, or maybe you have been that person. I don't want to give away my secret sauce. I don't want anyone to know what I'm doing. Woo! Well, guess what, guys? It's kind of a little similar to what we're doing right now. Use Zoom to get the group meshing together. It'll solve problems. It'll have people bond. It'll do accountability. In my mastermind, we come on Zoom 3 times a month right now. One is a roundup where we just solve whatever problems people bring to the table. The second one, because it's a bunch of small business owners, we have an HR consultant, which, oh my goodness, can you even imagine how important that is for them right now? And the third one is a hot seat. We have guests that come in according to our monthly topic. And when we get on Zoom, I, as the leader, am encouraging people, turn your camera on, let us see you, because there's just this different kind of bonding and relationship that happens when you can actually see people. That's why you're looking at me in this little corner right here. It would be a whole different presentation if you couldn't see my face. Another problem, how do I find the info that I need? Oh my goodness, it's everywhere. Use units, use the units. If you go into settings, you can turn on units, and it will help you organize in many, many different ways. If you have online course, how many of you guys listening, do you have an online course? Let me know in the comments. I want to know who's listening. You guys might be running around right now. There's over 70 of you. So I know there's a lot of you here. Talk back to me. I love hearing back from you. Do you deliver courses? Or maybe your group is a certain stage of a problem, okay? Or maybe it's a topic like moms or a certain area or PTO or marketers or Instagram users or something like that, okay? So this is how we can do it. We can organize the unit section. What I do in my mastermind is every single month, we have a different topic. So whether that's numbers, sales, marketing, and what we do is every month I start a different unit, and we add the post, the content that I'm creating as the content creator, I put that in there for everybody. So it's really easy to recall. So maybe one month we're talking about video, but they have a question about numbers, and I know that we had a really good thread or a really good post about that, and I can refer them. I can say, go to the units and check and look at the numbers unit, okay? Here's another problem. Anyone else say this? Does your, how do I make members feel special? And I'm gonna pause for a second because Hans says, do you record them? I think, Hans, what you mean is the videos, and yes, every time we do something, we do it on Zoom, and I always get the recording, and then I'll show you what I do with that recording too. Mia says, yes, our MBA and EMBA grad courses are 100% online at WSU. Exactly, girlfriend. Like, this is a great way to keep it all rolling. So how do you make the members feel special? Boom, feature hero stories. Who doesn't like to get the camera to tell a success story? People want to be picked, and they will share more. It'll give people, for your community, to something for them to aspire to be or feel like they belong because they can relate. So if I were to sit here and talk about how awesome Mia is and how she does a great job in our group, then you all are going to see that, and some of you are going to also want that recognition. Or Mia just might inspire you, okay, to be greater. And Mia is going to feel amazing in the group, and her happy hormones are going to go off because now she feels like, like she's contributing something and that she's being honored for something. Guys, we can do this every single day. It's just called gratitude. That's it. And but be aware of when we can celebrate people doing good things in our group. Don't be afraid to celebrate. I think a lot of us, especially in groups, talk very negatively. Misery loves company. We talk about all the bad things happening, but we need to put more of an emphasis on celebrating the good things. All right, now here's another problem, and I'm going fast on this because I only have a half hour. Nikki, how am I doing on time? My posts always feel stale. Good, okay, thanks. I feel like I'm white noise. No one cares anymore. Do any of you guys just feel like you're talking to the wall? Blah, 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 blah. I know you do because I hear from you all the time when I help grow people's groups. So why don't we do a challenge? It'll create some competitiveness. It's something to work for. It keeps people wondering when the next one will be. Maybe you can create a craft or come up with an idea, or maybe a squat challenge or a plank challenge. Maybe you can do something like Andrew and Pete. My boys, Andrew and Pete, they're running Atomicon in the UK. If you don't know what that is, go ahead and look it up. They're the awesomest people ever. Yes, you can quote me on that. And they're hilarious, but just as hilarious, they're smart. As my Bostonian roots would say, they're wicked smart. And what they like to do is they run all sorts of challenges. And like a couple months ago, they had Get a New Client Challenge, but they ran it for the whole entire month. And then, of course, all of their content backed that up and was teaching you on how to exactly get those clients. So it was really, really neat. Beachbody, they do a lot of pop-up groups where they get clients as well. Do you want to come up? Oh, you guys can't see him. He's out of shot. My dog just came up. So we're all working from home, right? Another thing, you know, this is a group that I was in a while ago. This gal, Michelle, posted, hey guys, let's do a challenge today. Set your camera up, take a picture. Anyone who does it gets $1. You guys, this works in groups that aren't just about working out. You guys, this just breaks the monotony and it's a cool little challenge. And then what you could do is go put it into a program where it picks one of those people as a winner and you give them prizes. And I'll get to that in a minute. All right, the next problem. I'm not sure how to keep them coming back. How do I keep people coming back to my Facebook group? Well, you can give out pizza. That's what Andrew and Pete do. It creates happiness if you send them prizes or gifts. Virtual coffee cards galore, like Kelly and I. Kelly is the ManyChat trainer, and she's got this awesome group called Baby Got Bot. If you guys want to see a successful group pop in, go check it out. Baby Got Bot. Yeah, baby. It's really funny. But it's so knowledgeable. It's very upbeat. It's really cool. And so what Kelly and I have done, well, sorry, first, this is the pizza thing. So what happens is Andrew and Pete said, okay, guys, what's your win for the week? And everyone who commented, 219 comments here, everyone posts what their win is, which is so super awesome and uplifting and positive. And then what they do is out of all of those, they send someone the prize. Okay. So in order to enter it, you have to tell what your win is. And what a better way to focus in a group about the wins. This is like a Starbucks card right now, and the balance is gone right now for any of you techies right now, so you can't screenshot it and use it. But this is like, you know, I threw this in my group. Kelly's done this in the Baby Got Bop group. Just randomly, we'll throw $50 on a card and say, hey guys, present this to the barista and get a coffee on me. You know, you're welcome. That's it. We're not asking for anything back, but it's just a neat way to give people, going back, to send prizes or gifts, because we are virtual and we can do this. Here's another problem. How can I get people to get active or have a positive experience within the group? How can we do that? Let's see. You can do a scavenger hunt. Find the best piece of my old content, or in my somewhere in my last 5 YouTube videos, I mentioned what my favorite flavor cake is. The first person to figure that out or remember or search it gets something. Find an answer on the web and then report back in video or text. Go take a picture or video or something. You could just do something as easy as an uplifting quote. I love what Inbound does. Inbound actually hides tickets to their conference around Boston. And then they sit there with a little camera and they wait for the person to come and find it after they give so many clues. It's literally a scavenger hunt in the city, okay? So you could do that virtually or in the city. But guys, I want you to get excited, because I'm excited. That was number 9. We got 2 more. Another problem is I don't know the tone in what they're saying. How many times have you guys, I'm guilty of this all the time. I am I'm like a keyboard warrior, okay? And I say that lovingly because I get lots of messages and lots of DMs, and I'm typing back to people really fast. Sometimes I don't have the time to do the sandwich, like, nice thing, here's what you need, nice thing, right? I'm just like, here's what you need. And people don't know how to take that. But sometimes when I feel like that's gonna happen, this is what I do. I do a video response. In your group, you guys, what better way than to just record something really quickly on your phone and then post it in the comment? You can do that, and you can also encourage your group members to do it. It also teaches them a new skill. Let me tell you a quick story. There's this gal, Pam, she's a dog walker in Toronto. And what happened is that she was petrified of video. In fact, in January, she would put her big black sunglasses on and she would record back to us. And that's all she would do because she was terrified of it. But because in order to get her point in our challenges over the months, she slowly got easier and easier on camera and more comfortable. By July, she actually started hosting her own Facebook Live show, and her community in Toronto was asking her to broadcast live at events. And now her newest problem was, how do I stream and get the bandwidth I need remotely? Oh my gosh. And she had the group to thank that building up of skill for, okay? But I do warn you, give them a limit, like only 60 seconds, only 30 seconds. And the very last problem, I think all of us can feel this right now, at least all of us moms and dads at home. I'm just tuning you out. Yeah, you told me something 12 times and I just didn't hear it because you're my mom or you're my dad. It's like this mentality. You're the moderator. Let some guest speakers come in. That's what Nikki's doing right now. It keeps it fresh. It makes it curious. It increases likability for the group because you're wondering, what are they going to say? But then most of the time they back up because you're picking your guest speakers, right? They're backing up your values or your teachings or your points that you're trying to make. But all of a sudden, your group members now all of a sudden feel like, wow, that's a great idea. And you're like, I've been saying that for months. So if you guys really want to draw that home, that's what you can do. Now, I am giving you homework because why not? We're all home right now, and this is what we can do. I seriously want to hear from you guys. There are almost 70 of you on this right now, on live, and who knows how many people watching the replay. I want you to pick 3 things, and I want you to go out in the wild, and I want you to try them. And then I want you to tweet me back or hit me up on IG and let me know how it worked. On Twitter, I'm at Bellas_pets. That's a long story for another time. Or on Instagram, I am just Bella Vasta, like pasta with a V. You guys, and Nikki, thank you so much for allowing me here. I hope I've given you some really great ideas, 11 of them to be exact, and also switched your mindset. All of these things can be used either as an administrator for a group or someone who maybe you know a group that you want to use, because all of these group leaders are all looking for content. They're all looking for support. And if you were to come with them and say, hey, I'd like to sponsor a prize and a challenge and a training or something, pitch them right now. Groups are where it's at, not only because of what Facebook's spending on them, but also because, guys, we need them now more than ever as we're all stuck inside of our homes. Thank you so much for listening. And Nikki, thanks for having me here.